This is an introduction to Endurance GB, the governing body for the sport of endurance riding for the UK. We have taken most of the footage for this DVD from the 2006 Euston Park King's Forest Endurance Festival. This event occurred over 2 days and included the various rides organised by Endurance GB, from the introductory 16km or 10-mile class right through to the top FEI International 160km or 100 miles in one day. This event attracts the world's top endurance horses and riders. To introduce you to the world of endurance riding, it's probably best to start saying what it isn't. It isn't a long pony trek ambling through the country lanes. It isn't for the faint-hearted, and it isn't for the rider who doesn't enjoy being in the saddle for long. So what is it? It's a unique competitive challenge and a supreme sport for learning about equine fitness. Veterinary checks before and after competitive rides, and in the middle too for longer distances, ensure that the best possible care is taken of your horse. Any problems can be picked up earlier, rather than later on when damage may have already been sustained. You, the rider, learn more about the way your horse functions and the importance of regulating your riding to suit conditions which affect the way your horse behaves, and, most importantly, how he presents to the vet. Long-distance riding is a family sport, open to anyone with a horse. It's about going out and meeting people, riding through our countryside, and most importantly, having fun. You don't need any special equipment or a particular breed or type of horse to get started. Just you, your horse, and your normal riding tack. For the most part, long-distance riders are not competing against each other, and nor is there a single winner at the end of the day. The one feature that is commonly remarked upon is the unique atmosphere of camaraderie and support. Usually people try out endurance riding at one of our pleasure ride classes. Endurance GB organise events in all areas of the country, and these events are supported by a local group structure, so there's heaps to go for. These pleasure rides are an introduction to the sport. As competitors progress, minimum speeds and distances increase, until those who wish may ultimately qualify to enter for the top international FEI classes. So, what is endurance riding all about? Well, a lot of it is about tactics. Key factors include the terrain. Is it hilly or flat, sandy or hard ground? The weather. Is it cold, wet, foggy or hot and sunny? And the route. Is it difficult to follow on a map, or is it a simple circular course? All of this will present you with lots to think about. And this is one of the pleasures of endurance riding. You think about it in advance, plan your day, plot your directions, and anticipate how you will ride the course. But on top of working out the route you need to take, you also have to work out where your crew, a backup team for yourself and your horse, which is essential over longer distances, will meet you. An examination of your OS map, yes, you will learn to read a map, and the talk round provided by an EGB ride organiser will raise your awareness of sections which will slow you down, and of any sections where you may be able to make up time. If you don't do this, you risk getting lost, and therefore losing valuable time. All endurance riders check their whereabouts on a map, which is carried in a see-through case. You never ever rely on following the horse in front. So who fits into Endurance GB? Anyone and everyone. With a calendar of competitive rides held in every part of the country, from early spring to late autumn, there's something for everyone at every level to get involved with.
I think that the most important thing about endurance is that it's quite unique. Even into equestrian sport itself is unique because it's the only sport that combines two living beings that come together and work. Endurance is also incredible because it's the only equestrian sport. We have 8 disciplines in the FEI, 8 different types of sport. Equestrian sport allows people from any age, from 14 upwards, male or female. You can have a family ride here. A family of 3 could ride out, mum, dad, and child can all ride out together. It's a wonderful opportunity to get to know your horse, to ride in regions that you would never normally get to. And of course the great thing is there's no limit. You can work your way through. You can start with your 17 or 20 mile pleasure ride. You can work your way through. You can make that change. You can go international. International you can go up to 160, and then you can take place in something which we have in just a few weeks from now, which is Aachen, which is the World Equestrian Games, which is the elite of the elite coming together in Germany, and it moves around the next one's going to be in Kentucky in America. So you can start at one end of the spectrum, there's nothing to stop you get to the other end, and you can all do it. Family, mum, dad, granny, granddad, everybody. It's a unique sport.
Even non-riding members of the family can join in as backup crew, and crewing can vary from a simple helping hand to an intricate, well-practiced part of a rider's strategy, depending on the ambition of you and your crew. But perhaps the best reason of all for taking up endurance riding is the partnership built up with your horse over many miles, sometimes solitary miles, of new riding ground. You guide him, he carries you, and the relationship forged between endurance rider and endurance horse is something that would be hard to equal in any other sport. He has to trust you to lead him safely back home, and you have to trust him to get you there, and the resulting confidence will stay with both of you in any future sports you may try. That is, if you're not hooked on endurance riding for life. So how do you join Endurance GB and enjoy the feast of endurance fun organised all around the country? To get started, call 02476 698 863 or find us online at www.endurancegb.co.uk. Alternatively, you can write to us at Endurance GB, National Agricultural Centre, Stoneleigh Park, Kenilworth, Warwickshire, CV8 2RP. We look forward to meeting you at your first endurance event.